Pushpa Part 2's ending aimed to resolve the conflict between Pushpa Raj and the Molletis family while setting up the battle between the anti-hero and his enemies SP Bhanwar Singh Shekhawat and Central Minister Kogatam Veera Pratap Reddy, which will take place in Pushpa 3, The Rampage. In Pushpa The Rise, it was established that the titular character was the offspring of the affair between Molleti Venkata Ramana and Parvatamma, and Pushpa and his mother were disowned by the Molletis and kept from using their surname. That was one of the reasons why Pushpa tried to become a recognizable figure and give his mother the love and respect that she never got from the Molletis. Despite reaching new heights of fame, Molleti Mohan Raj continued to mock Pushpa, Parvatamma, and even Srivalli for not having a proper surname. When Pushpa rescued Kaveri, Mohan's daughter, when she was being sexually harassed by a gang of hooligans led by Buggi Reddy, Mohan essentially accused Pushpa of orchestrating the whole thing in order to win over the Molletis. Yet, when Buggi Reddy kidnapped Kaveri, Pushpa rushed to rescue her. Did this finally bridge the gap between Pushpa and the Molletis? Did Shekhawat ruin their union? Let's find out. A spoiler alert, as we will be discussing essential plot points and character details from the film. So if you've seen it already, let's dive straight into the video. While you're at it, please like the video and subscribe to our channel as it helps us a lot. Pushpa was embraced by the Molletis. Pushpa came in contact with Pratap Reddy and his brother Subba Reddy when he was helping Siddhappa become the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. While these two guys were corrupt, Buggi Reddy, Subba's son, and Pratap's nephew was a debauched criminal. That's why he harassed Kaveri at the religious festival which was being attended by Pushpa, and then got beaten to a pulp by him. Mohan was ready to forgive him because he couldn't tolerate the fact that Pushpa was the one who had rescued his daughter. However, after listening to Srivalli's rant about how Pushpa didn't need the Molleti surname or the family's acceptance in order to be seen as an important person, Mohan punished Buggi Reddy and his men by shaving half of their hair and sending them away on donkeys. To get back at Pushpa and Mohan, Buggi kidnapped Kaveri and told Mohan to pay the ransom. Of course, Mohan did not have 2 crore rupees lying around, so his wife approached Pushpa and asked him to help them out. Pushpa brought Chittur to a standstill until Kaveri was found and promised to kill Buggi and his men as soon as he got his hands on them. Siddhappa, on Pratap's behalf, ordered Pushpa to leave Buggi alone, but Pushpa verbally abused both Siddhappa and Pratap for asking him to let go of a sexual harasser and kidnapper. Finally, Buggi himself revealed his location to Pushpa and told him to show up there with the money. Pushpa obliged and asked Buggi to let Kaveri go. However, Buggi and his men started to get frisky with Kaveri, and that's when Pushpa essentially turned into a horror movie monster and brutally killed Buggi's associates. I thought it was a bold creative choice on Sukumar's part to make a mainstream actor like Allu Arjun wear a sari and channel the spirit of the goddess Kali in the final act of an extremely hyped sequel. But the fight choreography didn't accentuate that choice at all. Anyway, coming back to the plot, everyone, from Kesava to Kaveri, tried to stop Pushpa from killing Buggi Reddy because that would put him in the bad books of a central minister. But they failed, and Pushpa killed Buggi and Subba, who reached the castle at the last moment, by impaling them with his trishul. This act of heroism changed Mohan's mind, and Pushpa was officially accepted by the Molletis at Kaveri's wedding. That said, based on Pushpa Part 2's ending, this newly established relationship ended before it could even begin. Shekhawat set off a bomb at Kaveri's wedding. The enmity between Shekhawat and Pushpa began in the first movie and continued through the sequel, with Pushpa consistently thwarting Shekhawat at every step. Pushpa had several opportunities to remove Shekhawat from Chittur, but he didn't because he wanted to see the look of defeat and shame on Shekhawat's face. At one point, Shekhawat thought that he had captured several tons of Pushpa's sandalwood, and he made a huge deal out of it by announcing this seizure to the press. But all that sandalwood turned out to be fake. With 1 day left for the auditing of the sandalwood, Shekhawat was in a fix. So he decided to burn down the godown full of the Sandra logs because once burnt, there was no way to discern between real and fake sandalwood. And if the authorities and the press couldn't make out if the go-down had real or fake sandalwood, they'd simply assume that Pushpa or the syndicate had attacked the police to keep Shekhawat from celebrating his victory over them. Shekhawat burnt himself in the process to portray Pushpa and the syndicate in a bad light. Now I'm guessing Shekhawat was the one who had sent the bomb, with the skull symbol on it, to Kaveri's wedding, because the perpetrator had burn marks on his hand and he was standing on the cliff where Pushpa had humiliated Shekhawat in the first film. Additionally, earlier in the film, Pushpa had set off a bomb on Shekhawat's face to keep him from having every single piece of sandalwood. So it's okay to assume that Shekhawat wanted to get back at Pushpa with a wildfire explosion. But what was the point of doing both of those things? Burning down the go-down would have allowed the authorities to go after Pushpa and the syndicate anyway. Then why set off an explosion at Kaveri's wedding? Well, Shekhawat had become desperate, and he wanted to hurt Pushpa by any means necessary. So I guess he went off the deep end, adopted this rogue identity, and sent a loud message that regardless of Pushpa's stature, he and all those associated with him weren't safe. Burning down the go-down will help the authorities take down the syndicate, yes, but it won't affect Pushpa because his name officially doesn't come up anywhere, and maybe Shekhawat knew that. He wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, and maybe that's why he decided to attack Pushpa so directly. That said, if Shekhawat thinks that he has killed the monster, he is wrong. He has merely enraged the beast. I think we can all agree that Sukumar failed to deliver on the promise of an intense rivalry between Shekhawat and Pushpa by turning the former into the film's comic relief. Hopefully, that won't be the case in Pushpa 3, The Rampage. Part 3, The Rampage Expectations. If you are wondering whether or not Pushpa has been killed in the explosion at Kaveri's wedding, which was probably, well, most definitely caused by Shekhawat, I am here to assure you that he is very much alive. Or else, why would the sequel be called Pushpa 3 The Rampage? But I think that some or all the members of Pushpa's family, new and old, are going to bite the dust, which will cause Pushpa to go on the titular rampage. Even if they all survive, they are going to rethink their relationship with Pushpa because he is the reason why they are in danger. Mohan and the Molletis will certainly wonder if they've taken a wrong step by embracing Pushpa, if they survive the ordeal, that is. Unless the skull-embossed bouquet that was sent to Pratap Reddy at the funeral proceedings of his brother and nephew had a bomb in it, just like the one in the bouquet sent to Pushpa, I guess Shekhawat is going to become Pratap Reddy's hitman. On paper, I think Shekhawat is dead due to the fire at the warehouse, which was full of the fake sandalwood. This will allow him to work freely. He kept saying he was hobbled by the confines of the law, while Pushpa didn't have to worry about rules and regulations. If Shekhawat becomes an outlaw backed by a central minister, he'll be able to do a lot of damage. I have a feeling that Shekhawat is secretly behind Boogie's decision to go after Kaveri, because he knew that harming Kaveri would cause Pushpa to act impulsively and burn the bridges between him and the ministers, Pratap Reddy and Siddhappa, thereby handicapping him from a professional standpoint. If Pushpa doesn't have the administration's backing, he won't be able to smuggle sandalwood to China or Japan, and that'll not only isolate him, but also increase his list of enemies. That said, if Siddhappa and Pratap Reddy learn that Shekhawat has sacrificed Boogie to corner Pushpa, then Shekhawat is toast. Other than that, Pushpa will undoubtedly confront Siddhappa for abandoning him right after becoming the CM. And if he gets to know that Siddhappa is siding with the rogue Shekhawat, then he is going to meet his end pretty brutally. All in all, I think the third film in this series will have the hero, the villain, and everyone in between running on all cylinders. Who is going to make it out that battle alive? My money is obviously on Pushpa. What about you? Let us know in the comment section. But thanks for watching this video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to get your daily dose of cinema and series. See you in the next video, and for the time being, we're signing off. Bye.